Welcome back to the week 4 of Cube for All. So we are really excited that we have been running this session for the last 3 weeks, and we've got a lot of positive response. So in this week, we are going to cover the monitoring aspects and how we can build an end-to-end monitoring dashboard, how we can navigate those dashboards, and how we can use certain DevOps tools that are available to debug any issues. So before we get there, I want to just give a quick recap of what we did in week 3 and how we got to the point where we are today, right? So this is what we saw last time. How do we prepare the applications? How do we containerize? And then how do we deploy on Kubernetes using the gopaddle lite edition? In the week 1, we saw how why we should be containerizing, what challenges we face, and in the week 2, we saw how do we install gopaddle lite on your AWS instance or your local desktop. And then week 3, we saw how to take your application, be it Golang, Java, Node.js, or even Python or .NET Core. And then how do we containerize, and what are the certain best practices that you must follow while preparing those applications? How do you prepare your base images? And what is what are the different ways in which you can optimize, build your development base images? How do we implement multi-stage builds? How do we add portability to those using config maps? And then how do we add network policy? So we have covered all of this in the last week. So now we got to a point where we have an application deployed and running on your local microKTS instance. Now from here, we are going to see how to generate the Helm charts automatically. But this is the limited edition. Community edition is a limited edition. The reason why I would like to show this Helm chart generation is because you can, later, if you want to build a large scale application, you can always subscribe to our SaaS version or the enterprise edition, and you can generate the Helm charts on the fly, right? So this capability is not there in the lite edition that we have been showcasing so far, right? So I'm going to show you a quick demo of that. So I have subscribed to our gopaddle portal, and once I have my subscription activated, so under the Kubernetes templates, you get to see these deployment templates. These deployment templates, I mean, even in the Lite edition, you would have these deployment templates generated. So when you have your application, the way you build and deploy your application is that you need to create these templates before you run them on Kubernetes. So these templates are very similar to Helm charts. They give you a visual representation of the different types of resources or the templates that are created in a hierarchical way, and then you can visualize and see how these dependencies are built together and put together what is the overall template for your application. gopaddle also has a around 30 plus pre-built templates for your applications. For instance, Cassandra, MongoDB, Postgres. You can actually subscribe to any of these marketplace templates, and you can start using them, right? So I can show you how you can subscribe, and this is available in your Lite edition as well. So you can actually go to say, for instance, you can take the MongoDB template and you can subscribe to it. So the moment you subscribe, it adds this template to your available list of user templates. So you can see we have subscribed to one such template here, which is Edgex Foundry. And see, you can see the MongoDB also got subscribed. Now, when I go to one of these templates, you can take a look at the different services that are available. So Edgex is again one of the the management platform for the end devices. So you can see the different types of services, and within services you can see the different containers and the associated configuration. So we have about 13, 14 plus services in this, right? Now, what is the advantage of using this? So you can visualize, for instance, if you have any configurations, you will be able to see those configurations, which is nothing but your config map files and other envs and everything, visually. Let's see if we have anything here. So looks like we don't have any config maps in these services, but you can actually visualize them in a very neat way. So once you have these templates, it could be your own application templates. Say if you even have run your quick start wizard, like how we did last week, you would have your application template available under the deployment template section. You can use this template and you can launch this the same application multiple times on different environments, and then customize them, right? So once you have these templates, you can generate and download your Helm chart. So either you can launch an application from here, or you can generate a Helm chart as well. So once you click on this generate Helm chart, this is going to create a Helm chart like this. So you have a Helm chart, and you can go and download this Helm chart. So when I download, this creates an archive of all the YAML files and all the resources that we need. So for instance, this Helm has a couple of files automatically generated along with the values file. So I'm going to untar this and show you what we have for the edgex Helm. Right, so if you see, we have generated around 70 files automatically. So you don't have to handwrite all these files. In fact, for our own gopaddle, we have around 100 to 120 such files, which is pretty huge, right? So you can generate. You don't have to create really these YAML files and maintain them. Gopaddle generates these YAML files for you, right? So if we go inside this edgex Helm, you can take a look at the different files that got generated, and you also have a values file, right? So for instance, all these environment variables, and which are very environment specific, the image names, all of these are templated, and you can go and change these values without having to edit or different parts of your different YAML files, right? So in one place you can modify this, and you can customize this for your environment specific deployments. So this capability is available in your SaaS, gopaddle SaaS, as well as in your enterprise edition. However, this Helm generate is right now it is restricted in the lite edition. Let's get back to the monitoring capabilities that you get with gopaddle lite. So like data is crucial for successful implementation of your DevOps automation. If you cannot measure anything, you cannot manage it, you cannot improvise it. It doesn't stop with managing your metrics or your data or your DevOps automation. It is helpful when you have to debug issues. So as if you have the logs and the activities, you get momentarily, you get to see all the events, and all the DevOps tooling that comes with the platform will give you access to the containers and container terminals, which we will walk you through those options later in the demo. And it helps you to debug issues, make decisions, prioritize all those difficulties that we face during the automation based on what is happening repeatedly and what is really breaking the system, right? So by doing that, we can proactively shift left all our automations, prioritize, and then shift left all those the quality assurance and other automation process. It also gives you audit controls in terms of who did what within the system at what point in time. So if any change happens within the system, we will be able to track those and clearly pinpoint what activity actually triggered a problem. So we have different types of monitoring and logging available in gopaddle. So we can monitor builds, various Docker builds, applications, clusters, and the nodes within those clusters, any volumes that got attached with your application. So all of these can be monitored from a single dashboard. So giving you an end-to-end visibility of what is happening in your overall DevOps automation, right? So there is a specific dashboard for pipelines, which tells you how the build is happening, where do we stand with respect to your release. all those you can visualize from a single dashboard. So I'm going to pass on the control to Gayatri, and Gayatri, over to you. You can start sharing. Let me put you into the screen. You can share your screen and I'll add you.
Sure, Vinodini. Yeah. Hi, guys. Today's session, I'm going to show you, I'm going to explain you about various logging and even metrics capabilities in the gopaddle lite platform. Now you are seeing the gopaddle lite dashboard. You can see, yeah, like you can call this as DevOps dashboard. The gopaddle lite dashboard is customized or categorized as a sub dashboard based on the operations. Now you are seeing the default dashboard. This default dashboard generally will tells you or show you some of the build related information. Now in the left side you are seeing the build trends graph. This will visualizes you about like how many builds are happened and how many of them got succeeded and how many are got failed, kind of information. Basically this trend graph is calculated based on the specific week. And coming to the security trends graph, it will show you the all vulnerabilities which are discovered at the time of build phase. Now you are seeing the high level information about the security trends graph. Let me show you an example. Yeah, just go to the build page. Here you can see all the build information. It will list all the builds which are done through this gopaddle platform. Now I'm just taking an example, just viewing this tic-tac-toe application like container. Here you can see the vulnerability report, which is exclusively for this particular container, which means like what are the which means this is showing the vulnerabilities which are discovered during the container build phase. This also shows you the severity as well, like it is whether the critical issues are found or high or medium, that kind of information. Once you go to the vulnerabilities log, it will show you some detailed information about your vulnerability information, like and also it shows you the some of the resolution on the right side. So based on this information, based on this report, you can optimize your base image and you can reduce some of these vulnerabilities and all. And again, another interesting thing is the build logs. Suppose actually you are building your source code and converting this as a docker image. That level, in case that level, in case your container got failed means, you can it will like the build logs will give you the detailed information about why the build is got failed, and all. So based on this information, easily you can troubleshoot your container build. Let me show you an failed scenario, then it will give you some more information. Yeah. Now you can see that this is the multi-port container. It is basically a Golang based application. While building this application, it is failed with like while executing the build or pre-build script, it is failed. In this state, it is failed. Just go to the build logs. Here you can see the exact reason why this particular container build process is failed. So now you can see that it has some go mode, like dependent package dependency problem. Due to this reason, this particular container build got failed. So similarly, you can you can utilize these kind of logs and troubleshoot your build container build process. Then again, I'm just going back to our main dashboard. Yeah, in the bottom you can see that recent bills information, which is nothing like this will show you the quick view of your complete build information. It will show you the container information, which like it will show you top 5 containers which is recently got built, and it will show you the timeline as well, like what time it got built and all. And coming to the average build duration, this will show you the time taken, like how long it takes for building your source code kind of information. So you can use this information and optimize your build. For instance, suppose you are going to build a Java based application, obviously it requires Maven kind of dependency packages, so you have to install that before starting your actual build process. So for that kind of cases, you can prepare a base image and you pre-install all the dependency package which is commonly used for building your source code. And with that, you can easily cut down your build duration as well. So also in our week 3 session, Vinodni explained more about the optimizing the build process. Even she explained some of the best practices as well. You can watch that and you will get more information about the build optimization. And if you see the bottom of the this dashboard, you will get some another interesting feature that is called build pipeline and the application pipeline. This is really an really an very interesting feature in this dashboard. Like, let me explain you the build pipeline. This build pipeline will show you the difference between the source code which are which are recently pulled into your GitHub repository and the Docker image. Let me tell you an example. Here you can see that one Python Hello World application, like Hello World project. And similarly, I have the same project over on my local mission as well. Um, like suppose you're you're on you are building this uh, also I have onboarded this particular project into gopaddle platform as well. Here you can see that Python hello world container, and I have created a docker image for this particular source code project, which you can see under the build page. You can see that source code source repository. It's showing the it picks the latest commit id, and based on that it builds the entire source code project and created as a docker image. In this case, now the build your source code is based on your recent changes, your source code is builded and created as a docker image. Suppose in case you are going to make further few more changes in your code, and again you are going to push these changes into your git repository. So that case, your recent code is updated, but your docker image is not updated, right? So in such kind of scenarios, this build pipeline will show notify you about the about you with the conflict. Now I'm just going to make some code changes in this Python hello world application. I just changed the message. Now I'm just going to push these changes into my git repository. Now you can see that I modified, like I made some code changes into this app.py file. I'm just going to commit this changes. Yeah, now the code is pushed. Again, I'm just checking this in my repository. Yeah, now you can see that the our recent code changes got pushed into the GitHub repository, and the commit ID is 13 like it ends with 26. Now what I'm again going back to our dashboard. I'm just refreshing this page. Here you can see that the diff because we have some code changes in our GitHub repository, but that is not created as a Docker image. So in such kind of cases, we we just go I'm just going to build that recent changes and preparing that as a Docker image. For that, just go to just go to your container and just go to the build configuration tab and just click on the build uh, build, so it will trigger the build. Now you can see that the build is happening, and just go to your source repository section. Here you can see that my latest code is pulled. Like we can compare the commit ID as well. So at the end, it will generate the Docker image with the with this this image. Uh, Yeah. So now again, I'm just going back to our dashboard. Generally, it will take 1 or 2 minutes for completing this build. So in the meantime, let me explain you the application pipeline. Application pipeline will show you the difference between your Docker images, which are available in your Docker registries, and your running applications container images. For instance, for our case, we are going to we just initiated the build for this Python Hello World application. Once the build is completed, it will it will create a new image, which means with our recent changes. But suppose that Python Hello World application is already launched. That kind of scenarios in your running application will not upgrade. It only contains the old build image information only. So that kind of scenario, this application pipeline will show you the diff here. So based on this, you can update your running application with the recent recent image changes, recent code changes. So in the at the end of the session, I will show you an example for this application pipeline as well. So then next dashboard is the cluster and the volumes dashboard. Here it will show you all the clusters which are running inside this particular platform. Here now you can see that an external cluster which is registered and which is running inside your gopaddle platform. Similarly, if you have any other clusters which are running this, also it will show here. And the volumes usage metric, this will show you like how many, like suppose you are going to launch a stateful application. That time it may you obviously get some bound state volumes. So all those kind of information, like how many volumes are in bound state, or how many of them are released state and all, you can figure out here. Then next, again going back to our alerts and events dashboard, this will show you the alerts and events for both cluster and the application. Also, which will show you the activities of overall, like whatever actions or whatever task you are performing into inside this particular platform. Everything you can, all those traces you will see over here. Just let me um, go into the cluster events page. It will show you all the high level events which are happened on top of your running cluster. Like based on this, like now you can see that only one event happened, which is the cluster creation event is happened. And similarly, if any other events happened also, For instance, maybe disk pressure, or maybe a node upgrade event happens, or anything happens, immediately it will show here. And based on this information, you can easily figure out which node has issue, and what kind of event is happened and all. Then again, I'm going back to our events dashboard. I'm just viewing the application events. Similarly, application you can see the application events as well. For instance, you are running around 10 to 5 to 10 services, and it will every time you are going go and viewing the specific services, and checking whether everything is well or not is really a tedious process. But this application dashboard, you can see overall, overall events, of events information of all your running application. For instance, we can take this rolling update event. Now you can see that a Tomcat application has 4 times rolling update event happens, and similarly, multiport application has 1 time the rolling service rolling update happens. Similarly, all kind of failures events also you can see. Say example, this back off event for multiport event, nearly 74 times the back off event is happened and all. So based on this information, you can easily figure out which service actually has an issue, and based on this, you can even reduce your downtime of your application as well. Again, I'm going back to our dashboard, and here you can see the activity information. So this activity will show you all the activities or all informations which are happened on top of this platform. So this generally can be categorized as 2 types. One is system generated activity. Another one is user generated one. Suppose somebody is going to make any changes, or going to do any updates on this platform, it will automatically generate the activity here. So for user generated activity, it also tells you who did and who did what changes, and when they are made the changes and all, it will show you. Then yeah, now I'm just going into our clusters dashboard. Here you can see that our local cluster is registered inside this platform, and during the installation phase, it is installed few of the common add-ons which are required for monitoring the cluster metrics and all. So one of such add-on is the Grafana. Already I have opened up in the new tab. Here you can see that through Grafana, you can see all your cluster related CPU and memory usage information. So again, I'm just going back to our cluster dashboard and the node information. Here also you can see the nodes dashboard, which it will show you the node CPU and memory availability information, and the disk related information and all. And also our week 2 session, I explained more about the cluster dashboards and all. And the logs also gives you some specific information which is happened inside this particular node pool. Again, I'm just going back to our cluster dashboard, and here in the build section, will list you all the builds which are happened on top of this particular cluster. And the application dashboard will tells you, will list all the application which are running on top of this particular cluster. Just I'm going into one of the application. Yeah, now you are seeing the application dashboard. In the top level app dashboard, will show you the application type, like which is notebook type application. and which will show you the access information and all. Also, like this particular application is deployed in into this AWS EC2 instance. So for accessing this application, generally we must need to use the public IP address. So for that, I'm just copying the public IP from my AWS portal, and along with this, we have to add our like alternative port. Now you can see that the application is accessible and it's showing hello world. It's basically a simple application. Now I'm just going into the services page. Here you can see that it will list all the services which are which are inside this particular Python hello world application. For this particular application, I have only one service only available, and I'm just viewing the service. So it will show you the service level dashboard. This that dashboard is dedicated to specific, like completely specific to this particular service only. So it will show you all the metrics or memory and CPU usage for this particular service. And based on this, you can easily figure out how much CPU or memory it is utilized, and what time it uses. More like a CPU or memory and all. You can get it from here. And just go coming to the replicas. Here you can see that only one replica is available, and if you clicked on that, it will show you the replicas dashboard. In this replicas dashboard, you will see more information about replicas, which means the replica IP address and the node information and node status and all. Similarly, on the right side, you can see the status information, which is in ready status or in part specific status and condition information. And also you can see here the replica level log information. So in case if your container is in back of status, so these kind of logs will help you to troubleshoot your running application. And on the containers section, containers tab will list you all the containers which are available inside this particular replica. I'm just viewing this container, and now you can see that this is the container dashboard. This will tell you more information about your container. Like for instance, it will show you the container image which is used for this particular application, and you can also see the current and the previous logs of this particular container. And also similarly, you can view your terminal, which means you can through this terminal option you can log into your container. It will will take few seconds. Yeah, now we are inside the Python Hello World container, and you can see all the all the files which are available, which are available inside this particular container. Now I'm just going back to the services dashboard, and on the services dashboard also you can see one logs. This logs is specific to the these are the service level logs. This will tell you more about service related information, which means whenever the scale up happens or scale down happens, or any such kind of events, you can trace here. And coming to the revisions, here you can easily you now you are onboarded this particular this particular application into Kubernetes. Suppose you have some changes and you want to update your application with the recent code changes. Here you can easily update your recent code changes. Now this I this example I will show you along with the application pipeline example. For that, I'm just going back to our dashboard again. Now you can see that our Python Hello World application got built, and the build pipeline diff also gone. But now you can see that application pipeline, we are it is showing one diff, because already I explained this. We already we have we create like based on the recent changes, we are created we have prepared one Docker image which is available in our Docker repository, Docker registry. But if this is not updated into the running Python Hello World application, which is this one. So, so in this case, so that those kind of situation, it will show you the diff over there. So what I'm just going to do is, I'm just going to the services again, and under revision, you can change the build information. Just click, just choose the Python recent image, which is the build version is 6, and here you have to put some commit description. Now you can see that the previous replica is down. Now it is bringing the new replica, but it will take few couple of minutes for reflecting the changes. So in the meantime, I will show you the activities. So here, like in the application top level, you can see one activities tab. This tab is used for this will tell you all the events or all the activities which are done in on top of this particular application, on a specific application. Now you can see that the service build update is triggered, like it you can because I recently updated the build image, no, so it just showing all the build information and all. So similarly, it will show all the other activities, the image pull back off, or the service scale up, scale down, or if I'm changing allocation capacity or anything means, that also it will show, it will list out here. Now again, I'm just going back to our service. Yeah. Now we can see that only one replica available, which is showing the a minute ago, and inside that you can see the like build image as well. It is changed to 6. Now again, I'm just going to this application. I'm just refreshing this. Now you can see that our recent code change is updated inside the running application, running Python Hello World application as well. Now, so again, I'm just showing you the application pipeline. Yeah, now you can see that the diff, like application pipeline diff, is also gone. So yeah, I think the session maybe it is like all these kind of information will be it is helpful for your explore and all. So I'm just hand over the session to Vinodini.
Yeah, thank you, Gayatri. I hope this session is helpful for monitoring your applications and environments, and have a complete overview of what is happening within your DevOps automation process. So, in the next upcoming session, we will be using these information on, for instance, if an issue happens, for instance, if it's a back off cluster, a back off issue, or any repeated pod issues. So we will be walking you through the different types of issues that you may face, and using that information that you just saw and the placeholders that we have walked you through, like we will be using that to give you an overview of how to go about resolving those issues. So stay tuned for the next session, and we really look forward to having you in the next session as well. Thank you and have a good day then.